Greetings, this is James Deadman, Saw Logs Plastic Hubs. Welcome to my humble shop in today's video. This video I'm producing today is a little bit different than the welcome, the thank you video I did the other day for another item. These gifts have started by me paying forward to other creators by sharing my humble little plastic cups that I've developed. And I usually do them as gifts because, again, they're not practical. And another reason I started the cups is to try to get people to see how to make their own, real honestly. So with no further ado, we're going to kind of cut to the chase. Recently, I reached out to Steve Barton and his family up at Solid Rock and asked them, to send me an address, and I'd send them a little something. Obviously, you watch my channel, a little something's an oil cup. So Steve sent back some stuff his family did, featured the oil cups on their video, which is great. But they sent back a channel sticker, and they sent back one of his double-ended boring bars. Now this is an awesome gift, and these are heavy boring bars. I don't know exactly what kind of steel Steve and them use to make these. I know it's a really, really high grade steel, and it's really heavy. So, and another thing that I like about the way Steve does things, and his family's very thorough. Not only they included it in a little package, and they shipped it down here in a really protected box. The other thing is he puts the information on here for the hardware and the screws right on the sticker. I guess he's been around this business a while and know about that stuff. One of the most aggravating things you'll ever find in a machine shop is you'll get tooling and not know what the hardware is. And unless you got the catalogs to look it up, it can be a bit of a pain. And I've experienced it a lot over the years, and I'm sure Steve has in his line of work too. So with no further ado, the first thing I'm going to do is I want to send out my heartfelt thanks and appreciation to Steve Barton and his family at Solid Rock for such a generous return gift for just 2 plastic oil cups. Now, with that being said, we're going to get into a video. Now, I've got this awesome boring bar that Steve and him have sent me. And most YouTube creators take these bars and they stick them in a regular block. That's not saw log style, boys. We do things different here. I'm going to get some steel out and I'm going to make a tool block for this. And this is going to be the video of making a special tool block. Because I like to do my boring bars and have them set up all the time. And I do have some extra tool holders, by the way. So it's not that it's going to put me out to do that. Just to stick it in a regular tool. I've got 2 or 3 extras, even some I've made. But I prefer to have my boring bars in a nice round can thing. And with this size boring bar, you don't need that big block it comes from with your sets. I usually make mine I make mine around the boring bar. So for this fine a boring bar, I'm going to make myself and put it on this video another boring bar holder to go with Steve's boring bar. So with no further ado, we're going to get to slinging chips on this one, guys. And once I get this thing made up, hopefully we can get it all in one part, because I'm not going to bore you with all the machining. So hopefully we get it in one part, and we'll move, and you'll have a video to watch of something me playing in the shop. So with no further ado, let's get to moving some metal. Okay, this is the piece of material right here. We're going to do the boring bar thing that I'm going to make the bar up for Solid Rock. And that's something that I'm going to be working on. So I want you to, we'll be coming along on this project. I've already told you, the particulars of it. So we're going to move right on to that. As Harold says, the very next thing you got to do is saw. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make you a sticker. This is a conventional block. And what we're going to do instead of mounting this tool in this block similar to this, I'm going to make it thicker. We're actually going to put a bore in it. And that way he'll be supported. It's a 1/2 inch bore. We're going to actually drill it and ream it. We'll probably do some creative setups along the way. So we want to give this holder a good home. So right now, this is a piece of A36, by the way. And I noticed on one of the message boards, people talk about, any mild steel makes a good block. This actually came from metal supermarkets. Now they're scrap bin. So I bought it for scrap price. And I haven't made anything out of it. It's just been laying around here at the shop. So I've got another little layout project, simple to do, and I'm going to be doing it. So we might be sawing with 2 saws and something else. There's that being sawed up. So we got our saws running pretty good today. So we're in pretty dang good shape. There we go. We're doing a little fly cutting right here. We're just going to take a little light fly cut right across this. We're truing this block up. We're going to use the fly cutter to do it all. Not take a lot of material. I just touched it, hit it for 20 thou, roll her through there. All I'm trying to do is just get this a true block to work from. So we're going to fly cut it. It's going to just do a real quick little light fly cut. That's all we're after here. And you see how long it's going to take? Not long. So we're going to get this done. Alright, I'm finishing it up. I'm coming off with the back off paste there. So that's just knocking it out. So we'll turn this around, deburr, and get the other side. This is the first pass after I've set it up across here. So basically what I've done is I've got I've touched all, cut 100 thousandths, and got set. Now I'm just going to go ahead and finish running this down to depth. I'm not going to bore you with booming bunches of passes with this thing. And we'll bring you back when we get ready. We'll start set the dovetail up. And I'll have all those numbers written down. Mill the slot out. I mean, if you see me do this, I'm not going into details. So the next thing we're going to do is we'll go back to 0. We'll put the dovetail cutter in. We'll get the dovetails to depth. And this is, that's why you notice I've also cleaned this off, because that's where I just work from. Once I get this depth and all, it's dead on it on depth, according to the block I'm using for a reference. So hopefully we should be in good shape here. This is usually not one of the for me, it's not one of the harder things to do. I do enough of them, I guess, for myself. So let's go on, move on to the next step. There it is. That's the block mill. I've already checked it with my extra tool block, so we're going to take it off, take it to the lathe. There's my fit. See, that's what you're looking for. I had to kind of work on it just a bit. Now we're going to go back in. We'll go ahead and we're going to drill this. I'll dress it. Let me file it up first, and then we'll go from there. Okay, now I'm just going to run in here. Oops, excuse me. Let me do this again. There's my tap. Like I said, I bought this rig. I think I've mentioned in another video that I picked this rig up, and for this kind of, the truth of it is, I like this a lot better. Whoops, excuse me. Here, I hit the camera. Apologize. I like this a lot better than anytime I'm going in a blind hole or something. I just prefer to hand tap it, because I can feel it. Especially, I'm going to say this too, we're getting along here in a project. You'll probably see the other tap wrench here in a little while when we get a little further along. And, I always use 1/4 inch for my studs, because first I just use 1/4 because it's handy size rodding and stuff that's available, commercially and locally. And it just works. You don't really need that extra. You don't need that extra stuff. So let me finish tapping this hole. I broke down and used my surface plate today. And what I've done is I went ahead and laid this out instead of doing it with the DRO, and I'll show you what I got here. So what I've done is I've laid this out where I want this boring bar to sit. Basically, I'm setting this boring bar in the same position, even though this block's a little thicker, as a regular tool hole. So it's going to be thicker up here. And what I've done is I've shifted it over and I've made this a little thicker. So what I've allowed myself is a little bit of room to work. So I'm going to go ahead and get my center hole in it. And then we're going to go ahead and drill this to be able to ream it for the 1/2 inch mooring bar that we're going to be using. So I'm going to get my drill for that. I'm just going to do it one shot. I've got her centered up, and I've got my speed set kind of where I want it. I've got a 31/64 drill, and we're just going to drill it. Then we're going to ream it a 1/2 inch. This might take a little while, so might take us a bit. We may have to work with it. I may not bore you with the whole drilling operation. Get me up. This is going to be a little easier to do this way. Normally I like to use a brush, but I'm going to do it this way. Alright, I'll bring you back. I'm not going to bore you drilling a hole, wasting all that time drilling that hole. Alright, we'll do some reaming action here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We're reaming now. I hope that Steve and them's having a good time at the bash, because they're at the bash. Today's Friday before the bash, and I had to go down to the airport myself today. I run out of some room there. I gotta go up some quill. Run out of stroke. I know the reamer was clear, but there it goes. There she is. She's reaming now. Let me get this out, clean it off, deburr it. What we might do is just go ahead, get us a deburr tool and deburr it. And that's what I need to be doing. We'll just get it. There we go, and I'll clean this off and get the other side off camera. What I've done is I just stuck the boring bar in here to zero up, and I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to set the zero to this. Then I'm going to figure out where I'm going to put my screws. I'm only going to put 4, and I'm just using this center finder because I don't have to take everything out. This ain't got to be dead nut stuff. It's just okay. And that way I have all my edges sort of found. And then we'll figure out what we're going to do, and I'll bring you back. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to drill these. And like I said, I'm going to use 10 32-cent screws. I may go into these and bore these out and make clearance holes for this yet, which is a possibility since this is so thick. I may drill like 1/4 20 or drill a 1/4 inch hole part of the way down. Just depending. I ain't got to that yet. And we'll just see. We'll have to run the reamer back through these for deburr once we get done with them. There we go. That's the first one. So we're on center line. We got the first hole drilled. Alright, I'll get my tap stuff together here. We'll do this. One of the things I've discovered is I want this for a lot of material on this block. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to countersink these so I can get my tap down in there, and then B, so what I'm going to do is countersink these about 600 thousandths. And what that'll do is give me about, there we go. What that'll do is let that tap run down in there real good, and we'll be able to tap the hole. The tap will actually go down through it, like to the end, but it won't through, there's just not enough clearance. So with 600 thousandths, that should, but I wanted the block mass, so to get the block mass that I wanted, I needed to do it this way, so here we go. I'm not going to bore you with tapping the whole thing, but this is another reason I made up this tool. So, and like I said, this is some tough, I'm assuming this is A36 because it's just a block of structural steel. It come out of the scrap bin at Metal Supermarket, so I'm going to tap this thing through and bring you back. Hopefully I can get this tap down in there. If my calculations are correct, it'll work. What I'm doing is just checking before I go any further. Basically, make sure all this stuff works like I guessed at it. So, you could, there's a lot of different things you could have done. I could have, I wanted mass, and I will tell you this, I wanted mass on this block. And so to get that mass, I wanted it to be a little thicker. So it'd be just fine. It's just going to take a little bit of work. We'll get it up on the machine, see how it works. All right, let's get the next one drilled. All right, there we go. There it is. That's the finished assembly. See, here we go. I've already put it on center. It's ready to go into the routine there. So that's my finished. I only have one issue, and Mr. Bozo did visit, and I'm not going to go through the trouble of trying to break out that drill I broke off, so I'm going to have to use 3 screws. Steve, I'm sorry, Mr. Bozo had to come, but for my use, and this is why I like doing this, if you'll notice I've got a good solid block, and it don't hang way out there and don't add a lot of extra weight or anything or any stresses, what I'm hang out. So this is basically just a little bit larger than a regular block. I got full, that's a 1/2 inch reamed hole, that's a tight fit in there. So that's what I wanted outside of my one little issue. So there it is. So that's a completed project. Steve and your family, I appreciate this generous gift of this boring bar, and I will put it to use, and I wanted to build a proper holder for it, so that's what I have now. I just prefer my boring bars in these, and if you'll notice my own other ones like this one here, this is not one of yours, but another one, this was same thing, I made these all up, and so I think I'm satisfied. I appreciate it, Steve. I hope you have come along and enjoyed it. Thank you for watching today's build. This, I wanted to have a block to suit this fine boring bar. Again, thank you, Steve, and your family at Solid Rock for the tool. I appreciate it. I appreciate your generosity. That's one of the reasons we do YouTube, some of the kindness that some of your fellow creators give to you. All right, with all that being said, let's get some business out of the way. This video is a copyrighted production. James Dedman, Sawlogs Plastic Hubs, for your enjoyment, education, and entertainment on YouTube. With that also being said, there's a subscription button underneath. Please consider being a subscriber. Please join the fun. It doesn't cost you any money. There will be no robocalls involved. It will be your telephone will not get blowed up by trying to sell you life insurance or car warranty. So don't need to worry about it. Also, comments are always welcome. Please make them too, and I'll get back with you. That's the way I like to interact with my fans. I apologize that I'm not at the bash this year, which is this particular weekend, and I'm shooting this. Being retired, and I've got family in town and fixed income. Sometimes it's not tough, but it don't leave a lot of extras for big things, so we can't always do everything we want. With all that being said, I hope you did enjoy today's video. Come back again for my next video because I'll have something going on in here. I've got a couple other projects in the works I'm already working on, shooting clips of, trying to get things together. So, till that next video comes out, we will see you then. And after that, please come on back and see us. Have a great day.